Hi besties, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Grace and I share sewing tutorials on this channel. In this tutorial, we're going to be learning how to cut and sew this beautiful short bubu dress with a V-shaped collar neckline and also ruffles around the sleeve and the hemline of the bubu. So make sure that you watch this tutorial to the end. Don't also forget to like, share and subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not. So let's get into the video and start learning. So these are the materials that I need to make this particular bubu. I have a crepe material, which is just about half a trouser, and I also have Ankara of 2 yards. So if you're in a bigger size, you might need more than 2 yards. So I folded my Ankara into 4 like this. I'm going to be cutting both the front and back together, and the side that is folded towards me is the folded edge of the Ankara. So from the top of my fabric, I'm going to be drawing a straight line across, which will serve as my shoulder line and also guide me in taking other measurements. So from that point, I'm going to come down to 8.5 inches, which is my chest line. I'll mark that. I'll also mark my bust point, which is at 10.5 inches, and I'll go down to my waistline at 17 inches, then also come down to my hip line at 25 inches, then the full length that I want this bubu to be before the ruffles. So I marked all these lines and I'm just going to extend them into a straight long horizontal lines like this. So after doing that, I'll go ahead to mark the neckline of this bubu. I'm going to be using the width of 3.5. You can use 3 if you want. Then for the depth of the back, I'm going to be cutting both front and back together. For the depth of the back, I will just use 1 inch and connect that with a cuff. Then for the depth of the front, I'm going to be using 7 inches. So I'll mark 7 inches in. Then from that 7 inches point, I'll come in by 1 inch like this and connect it together. Then I'll connect that into the 3 inches width of the neckline. I hope you understand that. So after doing this, I'll go ahead and determine how wide I want the sleeve of this dress to be, because it's going to be a cut together sleeve. So from the neckline, I marked about 15 inches away, and then I'll mark the same thing that I have at that point on the first line on this chest line, so that it can be the same thing. Then on my bust point, I'll mark my bust circumference divided by 4, place it there. Then I'll add extra 3.5 inches for ease. You know, this is a big bubu, so I'm going to be connecting those two first lines together. Then with a cuff, I'll also connect to the bust point. So once this is done, whatever I have on that bust area, I'll place on the waist of this dress. I'm also going to place on the hip of the dress, and finally on the hemline as well. Since it's going to be a free dress, we don't need to shape it in any way. So I'm just connecting those points together like this, and once that is done, I'll grab my scissors and cut this out. So just watch the way that I cut. So before cutting the neckline, I'll trim out this part, then I'll cut the back neckline first and then separate my pieces in order to be able to cut out the front neckline as well. So I'll cut out the front neckline also, and this is what I have at the end of the day. So I will just go ahead and place my pieces like this together, right sides facing each other. And the first thing I will do is to join at the shoulder area. So I'll go ahead to the sewing machine now and join this with half an inch on this shoulder area on both sides. So after joining, this is what I have. Can you see? Then the next thing is to measure what I have all around this neckline in order to place that collar. So I will use my tape rule to confirm the measurements that I have all around this neckline from one point to the other. So I have about 23.5 inches. And then I've already prepared my collar piece, which is a piece that I just ironed into 2 after adding a soft interfacing. So when I fold this into 2, it gives me 2.5 inches. That means when it's opened up, it gives me 5 inches. So I'll measure the length that I have here all the way. Then I'll cut out what I'll be needing for the round of the neck and also few inches more available. I hope you understand that. So when I want to fix this on the neck, I'll place it right sides facing each other like this, and I will use my pins. So placing it from the beginning part, I'll make sure that I have extra 1 inches left before I start pinning this all the way around my neckline. So I'll just go ahead and pin all around this neckline. So it's the area that is opened on the collar that I'm pinning to the neckline, as you can see. So just go ahead and pin this, and also at the other end of the neckline, make sure that there is about 1 inch also left, as you can see. Then I'll go ahead and sew this all the way around with half an inch. So after sewing, this is what I have. Can you see how neat this is? So to finish this up, I'm going to have to notch that area at the end of the neckline where the collar also ends with the sewing. So you have to notch this place so that you'll be able to turn it in very well and neatly. So if it's not turning in very well, you have to notch again. Just make sure that your notch is not affecting the sewing, the thread that you used to sew. So after notching, you are supposed to have something like this. Can you see how neat this is looking? Then you now turn it to the other side so that you'll be able to stitch it permanently. So when you turn it, you have something like this from the inside. The collar is going to slightly flap upon each other like this. Then you can use your pin to just secure it to that half an inch allowance that we have left from the Ankara. I hope you understand that. So I'll go ahead now and just sew that area that we pinned together with the Ankara that is left. So this is what it looks like after I was done. After this, I just need to iron it out. So I'm also going to be adding pockets to this Bubu. So I have this fabric that is left. I'm going to be using it to make the pocket. This is about 15 inches long and 8 inches wide. So I'm going to just fold it into two like this and get that pocket shape, as you can see. So once I get the pocket shape, I open it up like this. So I have 4 pieces now. I will now go ahead to mark where I want it to be on the Bubu. So from the shoulder, I'll measure down. I'm going to measure down from the shoulder to the waistline. My waistline is 17 inches, but I will use 18 inches. So I'll mark that 18 inches on my Bubu. That's where the pocket is going to start. I'll also mark it on the other side as well. So once I mark this, I'm going to be placing the pocket right where that 18 inches point started. So after placing it right sides facing the Bubu like this, the pocket will be right sides facing the Bubu. So I'll go ahead and just pin the pockets down. Then I'll go to my sewing machine and sew with half an inch allowance. I'll also do the same thing for the other side. So after that, before joining the sides of this Bubu, we are going to be placing the ruffles that will be at the sleeve area. And I have this long strip which measures 3 inches wide and it's just very long. Then I'll go ahead and create ruffled stitches on it. You can use your ruffle stitch on your sewing machine, or you use your needle and thread. I actually made use of needle and thread for mine. Then I will place it right sides facing each other on that sleeve area, as you can see. Then I'll go ahead to the sewing machine and join. Very easy. So this is what I have at the end of the day when I did it for both part of the sleeve. So now it's time to join the sides of this Bubu together. So I'm just going to be arranging everything in place like this, both the pocket areas and all the sides of my Bubu dress. So from the sleeve area, I'm going to create marks of how I'm going to join this. I'm just going to be joining it with half an inch. Remember, we do not add any particular seam allowance to this. So just the way I'm demonstrating with the chalk, that's the way that I'll go and sew it all around on the sewing machine. So I'm demonstrating this side as well. So I'm just going to join with half an inch on all the sides and also the pocket area down to the hem area of the dress. So I'll go ahead to the sewing machine and sew now. So after sewing and turning it over, this is what I have. And the last thing that is left now is to create and join the ruffles for the hemline as well. So I have this long strip as well, which measures about 5 inches, because I don't want it to be too long. You can make yours longer or shorter. Then I'm just going to measure the wideness of the hem and make sure that this is about 2 times or 3 times more than the hem of the dress. So I'll also go ahead and run gathered stitches and also sew it to the hem with half an inch as well. So this is how it came out. So can you see how nice this is? You just have to go ahead and press this boo properly with your iron and everything is ready. So we've come to the end of this tutorial. Thank you for watching, and once again, if you are yet to subscribe to this YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe and also turn on your notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I drop helpful tutorials like this. Until I see you in my next tutorial. Bye.